The reason is, I love him too much to hurt him for any reason. Therefore, I try really hard to not say things that are going to do that. So we have to back up, regroup, and pray over what you're saying and what you're wanting to say. Block out all the stuff that was unimportant, and then say only what's needed. It's kind of like writing a letter and then breaking it down and doing the Reader's Digest version. That's the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, I'm working at it. Ever since, what did we say when that started? Because I told you the other night I saw that spirit in there, and when did we say that started? It started 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. It's like everything that can is, and even even that shouldn't is. It's one thing after another and doesn't stop, and it kind of makes things a little edgy. So but we're both aware of that being that way. So it's not that I'm angry at him, but I know what's working. But we prayed over that. I said, you know what? We're gonna have to pray. And he said, what? Because we're just sitting there. I said, and what? I said, there's a spirit in here. Now I've seen it 3 times, and it's sucker. And he said, I thought I caught something out of the corner of my eye, back here. And you think, nah, it wasn't. There's nothing there. But there is. And so he showed himself, and so we agreed, and now it's gone. So that's better. He wants to cause discord in your house. The enemy wants to cause discord. He wants to cause division. He wants to make sure that you're at each other instead of with each other. Yeah. So you need to start looking for that little sucker, and get him. And you two agree that he's got to go, because we're not going to live that way. Period. We're not. So it's there's a battle that's going on, and I realize everybody heard what Shannon said the other night, and there is change coming, and we know that, and there is a struggle that is going on. There is a spirit battle that is happening right now, and so if you have 2 minutes. At least give me 1.5. You can do the other half and give it to Bob. I'm telling you, life is not fun right now. Just isn't, and that's okay, because I know what's coming. We know what's coming. We know why it is, so we're good with that. So, anyways, that's why I was saying that I just back up and pray harder, so that I don't say something stupid. You don't want to do that. Do you know what? You people, you don't realize that your mate is the most precious thing you have. You'll realize that someday, when all of a sudden you wake up and they're gone, you will then know how precious your mate was. So you don't want to ever lose sight of that. And don't be angry and mad and go to bed and bull for 6 weeks over something that didn't make any difference anyways. In the grand scheme of things, none of it matters. None of it matters except that you stay together and you stay close to God. And joy, you can choose joy instead of choosing to stay angry, choosing to stay bummed out over something because they don't understand. Well, they may never understand. That doesn't mean you can't have joy, and that doesn't mean you can't have victory. You take it to the Father, he'll either change them or change you. Glory to God. Okay then. Chapter 12, verse 9 says, let love be without dissimulation. It means that it's supposed to be real. Yeah. You can say love, 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 and you don't. Because you ain't acting it. You say, I love you, and then beat the crap out of it. You don't love them, no such thing. Don't tell me that. Stop lying about it. See, love isn't just a word, it's an action. It's a way of life, if you want to know it. When you're at home, it's a way of life we're supposed to be. Abhor that which is evil. Hate it. Hate it. Detest it. How many of you have noticed that on TV, most everything that you watch is nothing but blood and guts and... Well, I'd almost rather. I just get so sick of everybody killing each other. I'm turning into a Hallmark child because you can't stand anything else. And you have to be so careful. Whether you mean it for it to or not, it affects you. And that's right, it makes it so that you are no longer so sensitive to those things. Pretty soon you'll take it for granted that that's the way life is. It's not how life is. Yeah, it's what's being portrayed, and there's lots of crime and violence that are going on, but they're not in our world. It's not in our world. We're not supposed to be there. Our world is supposed to be filled with the things of God and living life and more abundantly. And the more you dwell on all of the violent things, it just changes. It changes you. It changes you. And the more you're presented with it, the more you're desensitized to it. So you really need to be careful and start watching stuff that's good, or maybe you could turn it off and talk or something.
They're just like the media, planting seeds.
Yeah.
Watch what kind of seed you're watching on TV.
Yeah, it is seed.
What fruit if you
It is seed. You're right. And as well, don't you think that that's what's happened to the moral fiber of this whole nation? I mean, everybody sleeps with everybody, and nobody cares. And well, they can sleep together, and they can live together, and they can do this together, and they can do that together, and everything's fine. Nobody cares, because that's the way the world is. No, it isn't the way the world is. It may be their world, but it's not ours. We're not allowed to do that. And you can call it anything you want to. You can even call it God. That don't make it so. You can stand in the garage and call yourself a car, but you're not one. I'd like to see you fulfill that one. Carry on. You better make yourself a Cadillac, and a big one. No, but there is so much stuff that is if you read the paper, if you listen to the news, if you watch the TV, then you're going to have all that stuff rolling around in your head. Everybody, they're all up in arms today. I noticed on television, just walking through the room, that they're all mad because the government is spying on us. Really? Where in the heck have you been that you don't know they've been doing that for a long time? I mean, how do you think they had those blacklists a long time ago? I don't know. Somebody just made them up. No, they spied on people and found out things about them, or thought they did and made it so. Well, I don't want to hear about it. They've been doing it, and you know what? Why is everybody upset? I realize that it's an invasion of our privacy, but that's been going on a long time, and they know everything about you already. They can track your whole life through your accounts and through your paper and through the internet and all that. But why are you upset? Because other than the privacy matter, why are you upset? Why are you getting so hostile? Because they have things they're hiding. Our lives are not hidden. Our lives are not hidden. If you're doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing, quit it. That's easy enough. And then it won't matter what they're doing. Right? And it's the same in your household. Why are there so many secrets? Why are there secrets in the house? Oh, I'm not talking about somebody being secretive buying a present. That's not secretive. That's trying to do something nice. I'm talking about keeping secrets about bank accounts and ceramic money and Oh yeah, well, that was a family joke. Some friends of mom and dad's. This lady, she spent and spent and spent and spent, and anytime her husband asked her what that was, she told him it was her ceramic money because she did ceramics and sold some. But there was no way she was making. If she was making that kind of a living off of ceramics, honey, I'm changing business. Because it was, but she always, that's what was her excuse, for whatever she spent was the ceramic money. So, but, well, okay, so it's your baked goods money, I know. Yeah, we got it. No, see, that's what I'm talking about. There's not supposed to be all that secret stuff. Unless it's benefiting both of you. Are you benefiting both? Or is it really that you're hoarding it so that you can spend it on yourself? I can tell you right now, I have had money put back, but it isn't so I can go spend it on me. It's so I can go spend it on us. If I have it, we can go to dinner. Praise. I don't want to go by myself. I don't want to go anywhere without him anyway. I want him to go along. As of today.
I was just thinking about one secret I got is the secret for both of us. That's how much change I got in $2.
Well, we've been putting money in there since May. Yeah, we've been putting that away for a while. Isn't it a shame? He has so little to worry over. Yeah, fill this. No, it was supposed to be vacation money, but you got it. No, I don't think there's a place where it's too much information, as you said. Yeah, past stuff we both have got that, but to say that you can't, there's things you want to keep back. No, you don't. You really don't. You just think you do because it's easier. And it's the coward's way out. In case the other didn't get you already. Cleave to that which is good. You know, it's like being glued. Glued together. Cleave to that which is good. Do you think your mate's good? Thank you so much, Greg. Appreciate that. If you think your mate is good, and that's a good thing, you need to want to be close to him. However, if you're together 24/7, and you two, you do need some time and space away from each other, a little, not separately. What? Oh, no, I meant away from each other, not away from the house. Cruise is a great idea. Cha-ching, let me go. Well, it's a good, that is a good thing, but still, you need to maintain your own identity and your own personality, and so you need some time and space, just a bit. Sorry. I just feel better about it. Yeah, it's just not months or anything. I didn't say anything about an overnight or a week or anything of that sort. I just meant a couple of hours a day is not a big deal. Go play in the garden and do something, even if it's wrong. Oh, you're cute. Oh, he just says that stuff because he thinks maybe someday he'll get fired and it ain't happening. So he just says it anyway. No, we're not talking about a 6-month sabbatical. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love. He said, yeah, I love all the brothers and sisters. Do you treat your mate with that same concern? Well, no. Well, that is what it says. Is your mate not your brother or your sister, whichever end it's on? Then you're supposed to treat them the same way that you do others. How many times have you listened to someone else's problem and you've said, you poor thing, and just got close to them and went to praying and ministered to them, and it was so kind and so generous and so compassionate and understanding. And when your mate says, this is really, it's really, I'm having a really hard time here, and they say, well, you're going to have to pray and get over it, and out the door. Then you say, if you will explain it to me, I will certainly try. You don't understand? Oh, because he's not female or what? Okay, now we're not going there. Just that you gotta tell him and explain it, and he'll ask God to open his ear and let him hear what you're really saying instead of just what's coming out of your mouth. Because sometimes what comes out of the mouth is not what the person's really meaning or feeling. There's a whole, well, that's because they're women, yeah, well, okay, whatever. But it's still the truth. So sometimes. Sometimes.
This is an example, and Bob knows this, like, I'll go to bed early if you may be at a meeting or out late for some reason. Even though I work the next day, I cannot sleep knowing that, until I know that I hear that door open. And you don't understand that, I just can't sleep until I know he's home. I'm so awake, I pray, I'll do anything. And just like Tuesday, I could not go to sleep till I know he was home.
But I have come in and heard a storm.
Oh, it depends on what day it is. Okay, I do hear you. Yes, you can't sleep right. Yeah, I do get that.
No, it's just, I didn't understand that, I don't worry, it's just in my mind, I just don't like to know that he's out and I'm trying to go to sleep.
Even if you're sleeping, you're not resting.
No, because he's gone, and when he was gone before, I never slept good.
I know. I know.
Because I'm used to him being right there. But when he's downstairs, and I get to bed early, I'm okay because I know he's there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
I just worry. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying, but
And I don't hear that he does that stuff, but until I know he's home, I just can't sleep.
okay, but then why did you say, but you don't understand.
I guess he don't think he understands that I don't sleep. I don't, you know what I mean?
It shouldn't even, it isn't an issue though.
I would suggest that teach him to understand by opening up and letting him know. Because I used to always say, okay, any of you guys can use this with your lady when she's climbing up on you like that. If you use it more than 3 times, it's yours. Okay? But I always say, if I don't know it's broken,
I can't fix it. And that's true.
and explain it to me. And I don't care if, I'm dense enough in this conversation that you've got to tell me 4 or 5 times, because I keep asking you till I figure out what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah.
Don't clam up on each other. Guys,
But you do have to. You do have to.
John Wayne, I sent Maria yesterday.
Yes, Ted.
Don't give him that. I'm as guilty as any guy that ever stood up, of doing that. Because I'm fixed.
Yeah, but you don't want me to. You don't want to tell me so I can help fix. That's not fair.
And then all they know is,
Yeah. It is.
he's upset about it,
Yeah.
I drag it out. Well, she's finally realized, well, just go, hey, what's up?
Come on with it. You want me to talk to you? Then you have to talk to me. Bring it. Yeah. Okay, lie about it then. That's all right. Well, one of us does most of the time. Well, sometimes. Sometimes.
Not that much of a talker. Like, see, I shut down because he's not responding
Yeah. You, yeah, you need to shut down some, at sometimes.
But the inside of me wants to share those very special, those things that, you should talk about. And so when you don't, you shut down. And that's not good either.
Oh, no.
He usually kind of throws something out there, but I don't want to give the whole speech. I go, oh, you need to read his digest version. And throw just a little bit of it out there.
There's no short story with
And it gives her a chance to respond. And back and forth. Bill, do the same thing with her. If you've got 10 things that are just burning you up, pick one.
Yeah, you know what? You shouldn't have 10 things that are bothering you. You should have already talked about part of them. That isn't fair. And one of the whole things that we've discussed here time after time after time is that you're supposed to do them one at a time. As they come, deal with them. Don't wait until you've got a Gatling gun worth doing. That's not right.
All agree with here is when our mate is a half bubble off bum, we know about it.
Yep.
We can sense it. We may not be able to put our finger on it or know what it is, but we know when the other half ain't feeling it.
I'll tell you, it's my job now. I came home yesterday morning after doing my round 2. Where was I yesterday? This is Tuesday. It must have been Bluffton. It was Bluffton. Oh, jeez. So I came home from doing my trip, and I walked in the house, and he was sitting on the couch, and I walked straight on into the kitchen and put my stuff down. And he just came out there and he said, "What is it?" And I did, well, I'm trying not to say anything. You don't want to open that floodgate because there's going to be stuff I knew stuff was going to come out of there that didn't need to. And I said, I'm ticked about it, and it shouldn't be, but I am. And he said, okay. He said, I have the solution. So he just threw both arms around me and was holding me. And, it does help take the edge off just a little. And then I did tell him what was going on and why I was irritated about this. And we got there. It takes time, but you have to be able to share somewhere. You can't just do it all by yourself. You can't. You can't. Yes, ma'am.
Like yesterday, I had a day. I just had a day. I know the Holy Spirit was healing me about some things, and there was the oppression. The enemy was right there because God has already talked to me about some things. And so I was in down mode. You know what I mean? Where I just wasn't, praising God. I wasn't mad or anything. I just was going through a really soulless time. And he didn't pick up on it. And I just ended up kind of sort of calling it.
Hey, what about this? Okay, what about this? If he doesn't get it, you want to know what I'm going to do about it? I'm going to go over and I'm going to get a hold of him and I'm going to say, listen, could you just hold me for a while because I'm just about to blow. And it's not at you, it's not about you, it's just that there's so much stuff. So could you just, and if he doesn't want to do that, call me. I'll be over there to beat knots on him. Sure, certainly, but I'm gonna tell you.
And then God's here, and you're like this, is that it?
Well, yeah, it makes sense because that's what the enemy does. It's what he's good at. But in the middle of that, he's supposed to be your soft place to fall. No matter how many dumb things they've done in the past, no matter what was going on yesterday, today he's your soft place to fall. He's gonna catch you and be that one that holds on to you until you can breathe. Yeah, absolutely. And if he doesn't catch it, because men are very practical animals, they are not always super sensitive side. They don't have that part of the time. Somehow or other it shuts off or goes on the blink. Maybe they need new batteries sometimes, I don't know. But they don't get it. And so you have to say, get a hold of get a hold of his face and say, you know what, honey, I'm having a time. I need help. And I know that at one point he'll just come start pray. Just pray. All right, that's cool. We can deal with that. Yeah. But sometimes you just need hugged. Sometimes you just need to know that you're not by yourself. Yeah. And sometimes shot in the head. No, not that kind. Not the kind you're talking. Not the kind you're talking about. I'm just. Okay. We need to go back to the word now. Honor, in honor, preferring one another. Woo. So, in honor, preferring one another. Sometimes it cannot be about you in particular. It has to be about them. And in honor, preferring one another. There are times when we have to allow other people to do. There are times that you have to allow other people to just say whatever it is and not say anything back. Sometimes they just need you to listen. Nobody asked you to fix anything. Just sit there and listen. Shut up about it. Don't say anything. And sometimes you just need to do for them. Not expecting anything. Having no expectations. Just prefer them. Support them, but prefer them. In the church, sometimes in the church there are brothers and sisters who do stuff. They do, and oftentimes, because they are left to it. Do you understand what I said? They're just kind of, Carla always does that, just let her do it. Well, that isn't how that's supposed to be. If Carla is doing it, that means she's heading it. Somebody, there can't be all chiefs and no Indians. There has to be some Indians in the group. And even if you are a natural born leader, sometimes you have to follow. And sometimes you need to. Seriously, you need to just go to her. That is one of the things that I can't say that because I'm going to get in trouble. There's a couple of people in the church right now, and one of the things that I love about them is all you have to do is say this needs doing, so and so's heading. Well, let me know what I can do to help them. Help. Just be help. Oh, terrific. You just could be a help. Don't have to be the lead pony to be in the parade. Everybody knows in service. I'll tell you what. How many of you would rather not have service without Bob here? I would rather never have service without Bob. Shut up. I'm trying to do something nice here. Stop it. Well, let me just tell you something. Bob doesn't run service. But he always is there to help me. God runs the service. But he is not the lead pony, but it doesn't bother him, does it? It doesn't seem to have ever bothered you. Me too. That'd be better. Wouldn't have to look at all of that. But the point is, you can be a help and still be a leader. Because when I say, Bob, we really need to have this done, and he said, I'll get it, we'll fix it. And he goes and gets people lined and gets it done. So he can lead, he just doesn't have to. And that's awesome. And everybody needs to be in that position. Everybody. Poor Evelyn has followed me from one end of the other. I'll say, Evelyn, make a lit, get a paper. She finally said, I'm throwing away the notebook. I'm not doing that anymore. Well, she's back to doing it again, but she's done that for years. Because I was like, listen, we need to do this, and so you need to make a list. So she just automatically would get the pencil and the paper, because she doesn't have to be the lead pony to be in the parade. She can be. She can run it. There are things I just turn her loose to. Listen, just do this. Okay, what do you want this? Yep. And she can go with it, run with it. And that's awesome. But she doesn't have to. She'll say, do you want me to help you? No. Yep. And she just does whatever needs to be done. We need to be in a place where the gift of helps is in operation in our lives, preferring one another, because maybe, just maybe, they can do it better than you. Oh, never. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Okay, let's go to 1 Corinthians 13. Preferring one another, absolutely. But I want to go to there right now because, geez, you know what? Yeah, I could almost read this without it. This is big print, Dakes. We broke out the big guns today. Okay. Well, let's just start with verse 1. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity or have not love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. How many of you know what it's like when somebody tells you they love you and you know they've got a knife waiting to stab you any moment? And it becomes as sounding brass. It's, you know, there's no fun thing or no good thing in it. Yep. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I'm nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Because, see, there's no love involved. There's no motivate. You're doing it to be seen or doing it whatever. You're just doing works. Works. No love involved. Love has to be the motivator for whatever it is we do. And if you don't have love, you can't do what's right. So everybody has to practice the love thing. Charity suffereth long. Yes, long. And is kind. Whoa. Okay. Love is one of those things that there is no hurry in it. Well, let's hurry up and get this over with. Or we're going to ask you. I'm not asking for answers now. I'm just asking this. How many of you, when the husband's going off to work, or you're going off to work, or if you're leaving each other for a moment or whatever, and you're going to kiss them goodbye? How many of you get one of those, and you almost get caught in the draft because they've done that so fast and are gone? Love ain't in a hurry. You might want to do one of them big dips in the corner or something and try that to say goodbye. Yeah, I understand, but I think you ought to try that. Maybe you could do him that way, and he'd know he was in the house. Oh, mercy. What? Okay, but when you do kiss him goodbye, you need to wrap him up. What if it's the last time you see them ever? Is that the one? Is that the kiss you want to remember? Whoa. Oh, come on now. Bring it. Yeah, is that the one you want to remember? If something happens to them, is that the memory you want to hold on to? He kissed you so fast, you almost missed it. I think he kissed me. Did he? For sure, for real or not? Huh? Well, there was no heart in it. That's what I'm saying. You need to do it heartily as unto the Lord. Glory. Yeah, do that. French kissing is good too, to say goodbye with. Always. However, I'm not responsible. I am not responsible for the seed planted. No. So be it. Your marriage will be in good shape. And you'll go to work late with a smile on your face.
You show up and the boss says, what happens? You don't say, well, flat tire, yada, 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 or something else. You say, it's saving my marriage.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Okay, so, and is kind. You need to be careful acting rashly or speaking rashly, because sometimes you didn't hear what they said, or you didn't get it, because it wasn't what that was said. So you didn't have a reason. You didn't need to be mad. Okay. Vaunteth not itself. Whoo-hoo. Well, it's prideful. It's prideful, and it's because it also says, and is not puffed up. It's not it's not puffed up. It's not proud. It doesn't praise itself. Is that what you said? Oh, yes, it doesn't praise itself either. It doesn't parade itself. So, you know what happens when that happens? The person that they're with always feels less than. Is that what you want your mate to feel, is less than? Because that's what happens. It makes the other person, either they feel like they're unimportant, and they feel belittled. Yes, absolutely. And that isn't where you want to leave that, is it? I wouldn't think. No. And is not puffed up. Okay. Doth not behave itself unseemly. Behave unseemly? Right. And it always is, it's always polite. You can be that with anyone you're with. That is not just limited to being at home. That's wherever you are. See, we are ambassadors. That's truth. What Shannon was saying the other night is absolute truth. We are ambassadors, and everyone sees us. And when they see us, you can't be a crab and then say, Jesus loves you. Get a grip, sounding brass and tinkling cymbal, because the two don't go together. You have to watch what you do, because see, your life is not your own anymore. And that's the reason that you're supposed to be practicing this at home, so that when you go out in public, you'll know something. Woo, yep. Unseemly means to not be polite, to be rude, or to be out of order, and being a brat in front of people. And also you got to remember that you cannot talk about the rest of the body. You can't talk about the people in the church. You can't talk about church. You can't, unless you're saying good things. And that was not what we were saying. Behaving unseemly is giving people a bad impression, and they don't ever want to come here because they've listened to you. Huh? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because, and you think that one person you're talking to is the only person that's going to hear that. How foolish you are. Yeah, it gets around, trust me. I have heard things from people I didn't even know.
Well, that's where that saying came from. Where are your secrets safe with me and 35 or 40 of my close personal friends?
It is that. Seeketh not her own. Uh, it means preferring others. In fact, that way it's one of those. Um, we have not had this problem. So I'm not talking about us, but in churches, oftentimes there are 10 or 12 who are able to uh, speak in tongues and interpret. Others may interpret whatever, but there are 10 or 12 people that are able to do that. And just because you've received the message doesn't mean you're the one that's going to, you have to tell it. And if someone else is starting to, and then you overrun them or override them, that's seeking it's out your own. See, I can have the message, and I can let Bill give it. If I just step back and wait, see what's going to be, and Bill will give it, because he needs to. And we need to prefer and let other folks see. We want the good for others. It isn't about exalting us, it's about exalting the body. And that's what we want to do. So that's what it means. Okay. Is not easily provoked. Well, all I can say for sure is don't catch them on a PMS day, because you're in trouble, Jack. Folks going to have to pray through. And I'll tell you what, mates, you know when it's happening, you need to be on your face before God praying. Honestly, yes, pray that she don't kill you. No, you need to be on your face. You need to be on your face interceding, because you have no idea how terrible it is to think that you're out of control. It's a terrible thing when you think you cannot control your own self, that you're going wacko. Well, yes. Yeah, we might wish them. You might wish them a long time then. That does not mean you're allowed to lock them in the closet, Bob.
I always thought PMS meant pack my saddlebags.
Yes, Doug.
I think that makes them feel more vulnerable at that time.
It is, but it's terrible, because you feel like your chest is going to explode part of the time, because, and everything people say, they can say, I'm going to get you some flowers, and you're going to say, yeah, what for? I mean, you just have no idea how bad it's going to get. So, it's a bad thing, but prayer, which is why I'm saying it, is prayer really does help that. And if your mate if you just say, I think maybe this is a PMS day, either that or just knock me out. So, yes, ma'am? Well, that's pretty much, that is part of that. Menopause is that way too, and I said, yes, but they're both a part of the same thing. And yes, it can be terrible. It can be terrible. So if you think your mate didn't get it yet, just because you threw 6 bottles in a jar and a few other things at them, or down or banged all the doors and all of that sort of thing, and your steam is coming out of your ears, and you think he still didn't get it, you might need to say, we're having a bad day. You might want to pray. Yeah. Say, Lord Jesus, help us. If you never bought her chocolates before in your life, that's the day you need to do it. What? Yeah. Oh my goodness sakes, people. Okay, is not easily provoked and thinketh no evil. Yeah, How many of you know that your mind runs away with itself sometimes and thinks bad stuff, and even follows through and questions and tries to dig up dirt? You know, it does, wants to. But the word says we're not supposed to, because love will cover that. So if we're doing it yet, our love isn't perfected. Is that right? Oh, crunch. It's still the truth. Yeah, it is right. So we need to get, if you're thinking evil stuff, it's time to say, okay, God, He knows already anyways, but you really need to say, God, you need to help me with this, because I'm in trouble here. What? Yes, please. Yeah. Because sometimes you need more help than's available even sometimes. Okay. Yes. I think I'll just go out there and get that. Well, no. Lord Jesus, I know it's rough. Yeah. Yes. It was that. Well, and that has come to me many times. Both? Well, I was talking about cigarettes at the moment. Well, heck yeah. Boy, now we got a party going on. Of course, it goes from one thing to another because it's trying to tempt you to do that which is wrong and lose your place in God. It wants you to. Absolutely wants you to. Okay, we got to stop. It's almost